all around me, a silent voice I can't deny. A mother's arms, how they surround me. They sing the beauty of my life.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love.
I close my eyes. It takes me over. A memory deep down in my soul, and safe from harm to be beside you. A light will shine upon the
It will last forever.
Om Shanti. I think everyone has so much attention on the practices which Baba has given us, and also to do homework and create the stage according to Baba's signals. And there is this natural, not only attention, but little bit of concern too when we find that we want to do more efforts, we want to do more, but some or other, sometimes we are able to do it and sometimes not. But there are certain things, looking at what is happening in the world and what could be happening within few months, there will be, as we know, that crisis has begun and crisis will deepen, and it will definitely affect the state of mind of people. But Baba's children also have to be ever ready. One important aspect is not to keep intellect very engaged into tasks because then we miss certain signals of time, signals of Baba. Sometimes signals come in many different ways. So we have to do service, we have to do lot of service, lot more service. But Baba also says that now service, more service will happen not just through the words, but it will be through the vibrations, it will be through how much light and might the soul experiences. Because I found that, I don't know if it's everywhere, but majority of the souls who come, they have a desire to learn spirituality, meditation, but a lot of them really have some problems, like I'm not happy, or I have this kind of concern, or I have this problem. And I think out of 10 souls, how many come with problems? 9? 7? 7? 10? I mean, that we know that everyone comes to receive something. But, so we had been thinking a lot that through service at this time, the service which will bring contentment to the self and to others also, is where whatever they come to receive, they should receive that. So for that we have to prepare. And I was thinking, if each one of you can think that when you were spiritually born, and then you were inspired, and then you decided to belong to Baba, to be a good instrument of Baba, what was really main attraction? Was it Baba? Was it Gyan? Was it family? Was it atmosphere? What was the attraction? Huh? Vibrations. Anything else? Because I still remember, now we have a good setup of centers. We have, teachers who teach in a different way. When I came to Baba, all these dadis, they were instruments, and we never looked at them as our teachers, but they were like instruments. So it was basically their feeling of how they talked to us. There was this attraction of, we didn't know what attraction, but we know that it's from their purity. There was attraction, there was that sweetness in their nature. Everything was so natural, everything was like as if there was no package, but it was in a very natural way. And I was touched from that. So I always think that how will souls at present will be touched, that we have to remember. And secondly, also that as soon as they come, they need power, because when we give them knowledge, one is of course that they are able to, help themselves in different situations. But other is also because when you give someone knowledge, you're putting someone in a battlefield, right? Where they don't know that we are helping them to come out of something and putting them in something, in the sense of their battle with Maya will begin, and there will be different situations. So when I came Gyan, I never, within our family, there was never any, Lokik family, any conflict or anything. And when I came in Gyan, every night, it's like my mother said something, and I said, what is this now? So I came to Baba and I said, Baba, I thought my life will be very peaceful. And it was peaceful, but what is happening now? Baba said, it's a very good sign. You are making very good progress. So I say what it means, because I never, what kind of attitude my family has now. Baba said, because you're moving forward, they don't want you to move forward. So they want you to pull back in their attachments and their old thing. In other words, that because then we want to become very free and want to keep aim, so a lot of oppositions also start local. And then at that time people were so against Brahmakumaris. Just to people seeing going to the center of Brahmakumaris was like you're doing the worst thing you can think of in life, because the image which publicly, this is what people thought about them. So what I'm just saying is that, but there was some that power, that attraction, which keeps pulling us, keep helping us to keep moving forward. And even whatever difficulties came, we knew that, no, it's all right, I have to pass with honor. But there must be definitely that help which is received all the time, that it becomes possible to do it. So in the same way, if we also think, and for that, really, even if you are very busy, in the sense, who is free today? Baba says you have to use your time also in worthwhile way. But how internally there should be so much attention, and personality and the image should be full of the vibrations of your practice. Like bodiless stage. If there is bodiless stage, the bodiless stage has its pull, it has its vibrations. Like others will for a few moments start experiencing that it's so different. Recently I remember a woman came, we had a little get together, and she's a corporate woman, very intellectual, so she thought that what could I offer to organizations. So she came in this get together with a lot of books and how we can advertise more, this is the best package, how you can get more people. So her intellect was. And I was just listening and saying, no, we don't do this, we advertise, but not from that point. Like internally I am smiling, accepting, yes, good idea, but I knew that's not our policies are. And I think it was halfway the meeting and she started saying to, just keep looking at me, keep looking, and then like her intellect was calming down from all that corporate kind of attitude she came. And she started saying, oh really, this is really, because people, you all are so good people, that's why I come. Start becoming a little bit more on a human and a spiritual side. And in the end she says, I don't know what's happening in my body, some changes are happening. Can you tell, how do you cultivate this peace? How can you stay like this? And can I meet again? Can I have, So you could see that her experience was so powerful. And then I realized that that's what Baba, sometimes some experiences come and then you remember that Baba says, children, this is the practice. As much you have practice, then your being will vibrate that stage. It's not only a question of saying, become soul conscious, but as much we are looking at someone in that stage of soul consciousness, will instantly not only give experience, but also there will be clarity. Otherwise souls are not able to understand knowledge. It takes so long. How long it takes to complete 7 days course, 2 months, 3 months. As soon as to reach up to cycle is a big thing, but even just to, soul consciousness, remembrance of Baba, and some changes start happening. So I was thinking that how each Baba's child should have this attention now. I am a donor. That's what I have to do now. Some will come for donation of peace, some will come for donation of happiness, some will come donation of love. And when Baba said, children, you have to be like me, so sometimes it looks so simple because you are child of God, you should be like God. But on the other side, when it comes to that my virtues and my activity, my task, everything has to be like Baba. And of course for me, when I think of, I can emerge Brahma Baba, I've seen him into so many different situations, how he gives. So it's easy to emerge that and say, and see the contrast that how Brahma Baba, how much attention or his personality, how it was like, it's easy and I can see the difference. On one side it's like highest aim, but on the other side it also looks very simple. But the last thing which touched me very much and made me very kind of relaxed in the sense of, like, what is like Baba? Am I doing like Baba? This is like Baba. To become like Baba is quite a big thing. That Baba said, no, you just have to be a donor. That's what is needed, because what Baba does is bestows. And just remember what Baba does. What is Baba's virtue? What Baba does. What is Baba's virtue? What Baba does. So even if, like most of you haven't seen Brahma Baba, but when Baba says that, like some situation, something happens, right? Which will happen. Drama continues, new scenes, new situations. It will continue, we know that. But whenever there was, any situation, just remember Baba is the one. What he does is, he mends, he uplifts, he doesn't spoil anything, but whatever is spoiled, he corrects it, he uplifts it. Now when you think of that, as soon as you think a situation or about a soul, should I be thinking in this way? What kind of vibrations now I am creating towards that soul? And then the words which we speak, because then everyone's intellect will be involved. Then the atmosphere will become like this. So just this thought of what Baba does, that whatever happen, even if it's not working, but the way you do it, that it start working. So this whole thing of paying attention to that Baba's virtues, then my activities and Baba's task, how do I all the time integrate? And I think that if that attention is there, as much internally we are focused in making efforts, that much in a very, very natural way, your intellect doesn't get engaged anywhere else. Because we get so involved with the task, with Baba's service also, that sometimes self gets neglected, self gets ignored. So we are not able to keep to that stage. But now we have to look at that, what is the percentage of achievement through the stage? What is the percentage of achievement through power of yoga? And you will find that those achievements cannot be attained just by giving knowledge. It has to be something like you will find it super, like, oh, I didn't expect that much result, I didn't, but suddenly you will find that the way things are working out. And this whole practice of not also getting involved into thinking. One is intellect needs to be free, but second, mind also shouldn't. Something happens, how quickly I should, which Baba said, use full stop, but how quickly I should just come out of that thought. And then you see how magic works, You all must be noticing that certain things, they get resolved in few seconds. And there are some situations they can keep going on. And so the result which is seen from the stage, which brings that stage, you will start creating this hobby within yourself. Let me do through the stage. Why I have to make extra efforts? Extra efforts in the sense of to resolve it or to just it, because the thought, our capacity within the thought is increasing. Capacity of purity, capacity of love, capacity of peace, capacity of happiness. So thought is becoming very powerful. And when thought is powerful, it's like a seed. So when that seed is sown, there is instant reward, or not maybe instant, but there is always, from that thought, there is achievement. And when you start seeing this, then instead of, as I say, using different methods, you just start using this method. Let me be more in yoga. Let me be more in Baba's remembrance. So present time is such, what I need for myself, and also what others need from us, is really that as much I remain embodiment of Baba's virtues, I remain embodiment of, knowledge. As much I am embodiment, the vibrations. It should happen that you have an obstacle in front, but by the time you reach there, there is no obstacle. Even whatever, whether it's storm or maya, there's nothing really. You will find it's all elusive, like, oh, I thought it's like there, but it's not. You will find every situation changing towards your benefit. Every situation is like it's coming to help you. It's nothing to, be scared of anything. So this is how I find that engaging mind and intellect in efforts and keeping mind and intellect more and more free, is it possible? Yeah? Or we are too busy? What to say? Are we too busy or are we free? See? Silence. Say deep silence. Sweet silence. More you remain engaged in efforts, naturally accomplishment will be so many, you will be free. Few years ago, Dadi Janki used to tell us, you all shouldn't look busy. Whenever she met us, you all shouldn't look busy. I said, what should we look like? She said, you should look like as you are carefree, kings free, so everyone can come and talk. So I said, but then those who have to talk 5 minutes, they will talk 15, we will never finish. But because it had gone, at least in my head it has gone, then I realized because And then I start seeing that you can keep deleting your files from the past. Keep deleting, keep deleting. So you are at present moment. And when you are at present moment, you are not really engaged in anything. You are not engaged in the past. Of course, we know there is future, planning is needed, but one is to plan and other to have clear vision of what should happen. Like my intellect is good in many things, but when it comes to a lot of big plans, it goes flat, I said, oh wow, again there is already so much we are thinking of. You have less hands, you have less finances, you have less of this. Always we think is something bigger. But then when I say, well, we have to do it, we have to do it, we have to do it, and I go in, and suddenly a clear vision comes. This is it, do it. It will be simple, magnificent, elegant, it will work very well. So it's not planning. Planning is good, as I am saying, but sometimes we make plans. But if it comes a vision that this is how you did it last kalpa, now you can do it. It's like a very clear vision comes. Last year in August we wanted to have, there was enthusiasm that on India Day parade they will want to have a parade and they wanted 13 floats in the parade. Lot of enthusiasm, 13 floats. So I said, wow. So I keep saying, how much money will go? Is it necessary for that much public? So some or other I helped them to think through and say, let's do 3. So that also there was a lot of enthusiasm, but there was, so I just was sitting at 3:45 and suddenly I saw whole parade and I exactly saw what should be the first float, what should be middle, what should be end. So I told them, whatever you all plan, you are more intelligent, you can plan, but I just want to share my vision and whatever will happen, I will be happy with that. But because it was a vision very clear, and it exactly started happening that. You understand? So one time Dhani Janki was sitting with us as RCOs and one brother was presenting something. She said, can you all use less intellect? You all shouldn't use that much intellect. And after 15 minutes she said, every week there should be a newsletter. Why once in a month? Every week there should be this. So now some souls came to me, on one side you don't use intellect, other side you have to create more. How is that possible? Yes, it is possible because one is to do it like it's as a task. And other is you are in Baba's remembrance. You are in a very, very good stage and a natural flow is happening. It's not you are using intellect. You understand? Use of intellect has its expertise, it's a skill. But now we can come more from our divine vision, a kind of clarity, so that you do it, it's get done, it's very, very clear. So this way what happens is, from that vision when you start working, I think you all must have this experience that whenever you have a, not kind of, something comes, of course, enthusiasm, courage, everything is important, but when it comes to very clear vision, exactly it goes through in such a natural flow, and you feel happy, and also you didn't use much intellect. So it's like, when I think of like in 50 years belong to Baba, it was basically whatever through divine intellect, whatever through your spirituality you plan, it just works. In other things people can keep doing again. So expansion has to take place, we have to do lot. But is it coming from our divine intellect or it's just coming from intellect? So when Baba had been saying, children, do something new, do something different. You all had seminars, you had lectures, you had melas, you had gatherings, but do something new. Now from where that newness will come? So use of intellect is now here your divine intellect. After belonging to Baba, Baba has given a different intellect, it's divine intellect, which I have to use. And when you use that divine intellect, it's completely different. So this is how from where we are working, in the sense, level, which inner level, if it gets more and more elevated, more powerful, then our planning, our doing, our interaction with each other, and our service will really bring a lot of contentment. To every soul you will meet, there will be some service which will be happening. So this is how at present I feel one of the things is, I always say that this link with Baba, or ability to create presence of Baba within 1 minute. Many times I sit and I practice that, how long it takes me to create Baba's presence. And if it's really powerful, it comes very quickly. You think others don't feel it, instantly they feel it. Same is silence. If you are so good in practicing going in silence very quickly, everyone, once we were having meeting, and then in the end, that day Baba had talked a lot about Tower of Silence. Let's go in silence. And the atmosphere becomes so powerful. Everyone, even those who don't have this capacity, they start experiencing too. So when Baba says that there should be enough practice to create that experience, to create that atmosphere, so that those who are not able to do, or they should just have that experience. It's not they have to do it, but there was such powerful experience they were able to do. Really you will enjoy so much, because this kind of service recharge you. Doesn't make you tired. This kind of service, automatically help you to elevate your own stage also. So whether it's planning for service, or whether sitting with the group or meetings, or spiritually sharing, if it really comes from your inner stage now more and more, as I said, then it's less effort. Every service we do, there should be self should feel being served. The self is being served by serving. Service and the self should not be two separate things. I am serving myself, making efforts, others are getting help. And I am sharing that help, and I am receiving that help. So according to present time, when we will have everything of less, we will have to use everything of less. And I still remember when we began service, we had nothing. Of course, when Dadis began in 51, they had nothing. But when I came also in Gyan, 1957, first time Baba asked me to stay 2 days at a center, I couldn't eat food. I didn't know that why they are so economical and all that. So they had few potatoes but lot of soup, So it's all right to drink soup, but when you are with chapati, so how do you eat with soup, so you need to. Then I realized that they can only buy this much potatoes, and we are 20 of us, and they have to feed all of us. And there was no cash in hand ever. And plans we made were very big. Because Baba says, go and do this, big hoardings, everything Baba gave. Baba, from where money will come? Did I ask you to think about Bhandara? But Baba, we need money, no? But it will come from my Bhandara, or you will get it? Well, it will come from your Bhandara, but it should come, no? Baba used to say, if your plan is accurate, it's completely accurate, money will also come, help will also come. If it's not, it's coming from your different level of intellect, it won't happen. Even if it will happen, then So I remember we came to New York, very, very limited money, very limited. And this 86 million minutes of peace appeal. Now where to go? And I thought that in New York, at least we should distribute 1 million flyers. That was my aim. 18, 20 million people, and you don't even serve with 1 million. So Gayatri and myself we had to find a printer first. So we went in Yellow Pages, and all the way downtown we found a name. We said, let's go. So we both went. There was just big building and a little door. So we pressed the bell, and these few very big guys, they came out and looked at us. Up and down, up and down, what are they doing here? So then with hesitation they say, come in. We went in and then we sat on the desk. What do you want? We said we want to print 1 million flyers. They looked at us. We didn't have any big purse or checkbook. 1 million flyer. We said how long it will take. We were also at our own authority. How much it will cost? He said, okay, that we will talk about cost and everything, but if we print it, do you have a big truck? So we said, we will take into trunk, we will take little by little. Where will will be your storage? So they looked at us, we felt like, they start sympathizing. So we said, can you keep for us and give us as much we can carry? It was such an interesting conversation. And but we had we have to. So he said, okay, we will figure out and come next time or on telephone. I tell you exactly how it will work out. And but somehow or other, surprisingly, the friendship, which I don't know what kind of friendship, and they all were three from, they were African Americans, and they became very friends then. From where you are, we are from India, we do this, and said okay. And then we came back, and so we said we have to go to India something. So he said, can we bring a gift for you from India? He said, yeah, I love elephants, so maybe you can bring little ivory elephant for me because it's a sign of fortune. And they did, it was, when they gave us estimate, it was 1 cent each flyer. So we thought 1 cent. Now 1 cent, we need how many cents, right? We never thought in dollars, we thought in cents. So Gayatri and myself, we used to go to Manhattan and we used to carry sandwich or something and buy some soda or something to drink with. And when you buy from a vendor, it was 85 cents. And if you buy in a store, it was like 30 something. So Gayatri and I said, we're not going to buy now. 50 cents we have to save. Or we both will drink half, so we have 40 cents saved. We start saving cents. Tea bag, Gayatri and myself, we said we will share 1 tea bag, make 2 cups instead of 1. And tea bag is 10 cents. So I will put 9 cents in Baba's the special bandara. We created a big box because cents have to come. We didn't tell people to give dollars. We said bring cents. Everyone put cents. We thought, so the bandara we put big box, this size big box, so that people can bring their, from wherever they could get. But it was so interesting and so lovely experience that I can save 8 cents from tea bag. I can send 3 cents here. I can, we got so excited whole day by the night time. I was able to save 30 cents or 100 cents. And really it's through cents. There was so much joy as much we kept. They also kept printing and we also keep bringing and distributing. And then same happened when we were very happy we were able to do it. So then they said, we should have finale also in New York. Finale in New York, we don't have many people, there was nothing. So we said, okay. But we were ambitious, we have to do it a big. So we started knocking the door of many big halls and churches. And so we found the biggest church in New York, St. John Divine Cathedral. can we see the dean of the church? Say, who are you? We said, can we see? No, dean is not here. Assistant dean is there. Can we meet him? So we went to see him. So we want this hall. What you charge, how you work out and all that. And that brother, his name is Canon Kesson. Some of you know, he was the one. So he looked at us and he said, still if you ask him how he felt strange looking at us, he shares it. So then we said, okay, now we want big program. So he kept, how much you all can, lighting will cost about 20,000. Every singer will take about 3,000. We didn't know thousands of dollars. So we kept saying, so we didn't have, our budget there was no budget actually. But still we got all. Those who were charging 4,000 per song, they said, no, we will sing for you. It's all right. So it became a big program. There was nothing. When I say that, but what was there? You have to do this is Baba's service, and there was a lot of, we have gone to a new country, it's a big country, we have to serve. And it was so, when we think of that, so Dadi Janki said to me, Sister Mohini, now you all have a new practice of signing checks, which you never did before. So I said, but we have to give now. Nobody said, but when you came, you had sense, still you did big programs. So now time might come again, the way we began, right? Now as soon as you talk about money, everyone goes, oh, you all have money? From where it will come? Everyone's concerned now. I don't know about other countries, but at least what we call as richest country is in a very bad shape. So everyone is holding, flights are empty. We have 2 sisters working for Delta Airways, and they say in the morning it's like graveyard. They are on duty in the morning, especially they thought they are Brahmins, that there will be less people, they can do more yoga. So they go in the morning for duty. Most of the flights, either they are cancelling or because nobody wants to spend money, nobody's thinking of travels and, like islands, so many big hotels are created, but if there is no tourism, so this is by June and July you will see. So I'm just giving example that our concern is not about resources, but our concern is more that am I full of my inner resources? Everything will work, our drishti will work, our few words will work, our vibrations will work. Without, as I am saying, whatever external situations will be, and when people see us, that how little they have, how little they spend, and how much they get done. So this is how we realize that power of yoga, power of silence, faith in Baba, all these are your main assets now. And for service, which has to continue, more and more has to happen. But these resources will generate everything. Not that because we have resources we are expanding service, but because we have inner powers more. Anyone with those powers you talk will be touched, and would want to do something, would want to have. So I think somewhere we have to match the time. Of course we know that Brahmins are simple, but more and more simplicity in our lifestyle. More and more spiritual power and less physical resources. And from those spiritual powers, everything will function in a completely different way. So I feel that when Baba gives us homework, and then we look at the world situation, world conditions, our different, like for me, I'm just looking for, okay, whatever it is, because this is how we began. The whole experience comes back and I feel such confidence. It's fine. This is how it's going to work. So this is how I think Brahmins should look at a new chapter. Where, as Baba said, so interesting when Baba said that, it was little bit, it took me quite a while even to understand when Baba says law of that new land is to be a carefree king. So what is that kind of law now? And I remember that so much, that if there is worry, there is concern, you are not a carefree king, so you are breaking the law. Order is following Baba's order, right? You remember that, Murli? And I just keep reminding myself I have to be carefree king, because everyone comes with some concerns or others. And we have to be carefree kings. So how can we be carefree kings? It's just because of inner treasures. And that's what, like, especially when in Delhi we did service in the beginning, and then in New York was another new beginning to start from such a big country. But only resource which I was confident that things will work out was inner resource. I used to walk on the streets and feel myself as embodiment of Vishnu. I said, I am Brahma, so Vishnu. Create and sustain. All the time I used to feel that image while walking on the streets. There was nothing. So I said on January 18th, I wish I can see that some newspapers carry Brahma Baba's photo. What should I do? Whom to call? And you will be surprised, suddenly I got one radio program. I got someone from newspaper called. So there was first big, very beautiful Baba's picture. There were some interviews. I myself remind myself that those, like when we don't have any physical contact, anything, how much we use inner powers. And now we have to accumulate more. So that is why, like for me, even to waste one moment and one thought, I feel shouldn't. Let me accumulate within that minute. Let me accumulate through the thought. So this whole day of accumulating and donating, accumulating and donating, accumulating and donating, because accumulation, stock needs to be full. No? So I was reminded yesterday when once Baba had said full stop means full stock. You remember? Many years ago Baba had said full stop means full stock. If you use full stop, there will be full stock. And there is not much time, but I had to take class today, Shantivan, with teachers from Bharatvasis yesterday also. So I went into a lot of detail on how these 3 dots can fill your stock. One bindu, another bindu, third bindu. Baba, drama or soul, 3 dots. And how stock can become full through this practice. And sometimes situations are so dramatic, one dot doesn't work. Then you put second one, doesn't work. Then you put third one. Then also you find it hasn't become complete, like thoughts are still there. You're not able to fill your stock. So filling the stock by full stop really means applying these 3 dots, more and more, more and more, more and more, so that stock remains full. So at present, inner resource needs to be full so that we can share openly, generously, and whatever our external situation in whatever way. But nature, souls, as the soul is becoming Sato-Pradhan, they must serve. They serve Baba. Everyone has to serve Baba. Nature also has to serve Baba. Nature also has to help us into establishment of the new world. So nature has to help us. But I should be the right instrument. There should be that Sato-Pradhan stage. From that Sato-Pradhan stage, automatically Every soul will just thought, what can I do? How can I do? So there will be this total kind of inspiration. We won't have to ask for anything. So present time, whether some kind of lot of violence, lot of crisis, one kind of crisis, all affects mental stage. And just imagine that when the mental stage of people is so much with fear, uncertainty, what should be our stage so that we are not affected, not influenced. There is no, Baba is with me, but my stock is full. I will share with everyone. So I remember last to conclude that they say one time, one sister told me that in Madhuban that day, Brahma Baba's time, there was not enough milk. Milk is a big thing in here. For us, we don't use much. So every night they have to get a cup of milk. So there was not enough. So sister in charge said, I don't know. How will I distribute? Some will get less. Or Baba said, that's okay. I will distribute today. So everyone had to bring their glass, and Baba was standing there with this pot of milk. So everyone was taking drishti and Baba was giving milk. So when everyone took, still milk was left. Because they were taking drishti, they were not looking at milk. If the sister would have served, then they will say, put little more, why are you putting less? Maybe you're giving more. But they all were taking drishti from Baba and they kept taking milk. So then Baba said, look, there is enough milk. There are many examples like this, so that, we can, as I said, from our inner resources, whatever is there is abundance. Whatever is there will be always enough. It will never be less to that. So we have to be aware of time, but on the other side we also have to be very attentive on our efforts, so that my Brahmin life, my spiritual life, my every day, every moment is full of joy, full of happiness and lot of power. It's almost traffic control, so we will have a few minutes of meditation. But just this determination, take this determination. Confluence age, every moment is very auspicious. Every moment brings so much for us. Every moment, more you become aware of that. So everything else we have to do, but my focus in Brahmin life is to keep creating my stage, not only stable, but fullness. Because if I have to be like Baba, I find it now very simple. Before I used to, I always accepted and understood and all that, but now I enjoy it. It's possible. You can do it all the time. This is Baba's virtue, this is what should be my word section, this should be my, very clear. So that when there is a likeness, there is closeness, and then there is closeness, you don't have to make effort. No, Baba is at your call, and you are at Baba's call, right? I say Baba, Baba says yes. And when Baba calls me, I said yes, Baba. On both sides, this relationship of saying yes, availability. That's what really is needed, to stay that close to Baba and just make ourselves complete and full. Om Shanti.